Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. Today we're talking about another fun topic. We're doing another this to that, which I love. They're probably one of my favorite videos to make and blog posts to write about because it's so fun to find alternative for cult products out there because there are so many cult products that everyone is obsessed with, but it's hard to find an alternative or a dupe in the clean beauty world. So the one we're talking about today is the Clarins Lip Oil. I actually lost it. I don't know where it is, but that's okay because I'll kind of put pictures and stuff on the screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Clarins Lip Oil comes with this really big, hefty applicator, and it is really thick and hydrating, but it doesn't have color to it. So it is just a lip oil, which isn't necessarily bad, but sometimes I want my lip products to really do a little bit of something, especially if they're $26, which is what the price of the Clarins Lip Oil is. It just feels like you kind of taking me for a little bit of a ride, but like I'll pay for it because it's a good product, but also if you did a little something else, I could almost justify the price a little bit more. But it is a really nice product. It does have a very thick consistency. So if anyone remembers the Juicy Tubes from Lancome, I mean, those were cult-like. Like when the Juicy sweatsuits came out, you know what I'm talking about? The Juicy sweatsuits that we all used to wear that weren't cute at all, but we thought we were so cute because, you know, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie really made those like cult products. And we all kind of convinced our parents it was worth it, but really you were wearing a terry cloth robe as a jacket and pants. Anyone else? Just me? Cool. But Juicy Tubes came out around that time and they were really thick and shiny, and they had like a bunch of different scents, and they had a bunch of different, like, some were glittery, some were less glittery, and we were all obsessed with them. Well, that kind of has that same consistency. Or even if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Victoria's Secret, like the really intense glosses that they used to have that were basically like putting an ice skating rink on your lips because they were so like glossy and crazy. I don't even know if ice skating rink is a good metaphor at all, but you know what I mean. Just really intense, really like had a lot of shine to it, and you would breathe the wrong way and all of your hair would stick to it. That's kind of the consistency that this has. It's definitely a little less intense, but still like super intense and sticky. And for me, it also is almost too glossy. And that sounds crazy, but it is almost a little too glossy. I'll still use it and wear it, or I would still use it and wear it until I found my dupe or alternative, if you will, because it really did hydrate and it did a good, you know, it did good for my lips. But sometimes I would find that it would almost not dry them out, but it wouldn't hydrate as much, and I would feel like it was just sitting on top of my lips instead of kind of doing what it needed, you know, what I needed it to do. So I don't know if I said this before in this video, so I'm going to say it again. It comes in kind of 8 scents. It has no color to it, so it's 8 different scents, and the scents all have like their own designated color gloss to it, but it doesn't deposit any color when you put it on your lips. They are $26, and you know, they really, when they came out, they were cult immediately. The original one, the kind of first one, was more that yellow one that you probably have seen 1,000 times. I'll put it on the screen just so you can see which one I'm talking about. And it was a really great, it is a really great product, but I found something that is better. And I'm really happy because I love a lip oil, especially in the summertime, when I don't necessarily just want to put a gloss on, but I also don't necessarily want to just have a lipstick. I want something that does what the Dior Lip Glow and the Honest Lip Balm that I talked about in that other video does, where it gives your lips a little life, but it hydrates at the same time. But it's nice to have something that isn't necessarily just a balm. It kind of adds a little bit of gloss to your lips too, which I love. So let's talk dupe alternative. The Kosas Wet Lip Oil. Oh, these are so good. They're so good, and the smell is really nice. They're very, it has a very light, sweet smell, and it doesn't linger at all, so it goes away pretty quickly. I will say the smells on the Kosas Lip Oil, it's a lot more intense, and it does linger a little bit longer, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you're a person that's kind of iffy with scents and you don't necessarily want to smell it all day or smell it for more than just you apply it, a couple seconds, a couple minutes go by and then the smell kind of goes away, then that might not necessarily, you know, gel with you. And I don't love smelling my lip gloss for too long because it kind of can get sickly. But this doesn't have that. This dissipates pretty quickly. Now this, the one I'm holding in my hand right now, is the color Dip. They have about 5 colors and then I believe 1 clear in total in the range, and it's $27. So it's about $1 more, or not about $1. It is $1 more than the Clarins Lip Oil. Now this I like better because it is not as thick. Okay, so I just put a little bit on my hand right now so you can see. This is kind of the pigmentation there. When you put it on your lips, it's not necessarily even as intense. I'm actually wearing it on my lips right now. I don't know if it, just doing this without a mirror. It's really nice, and it just gives your lips a little bit of a punch. If you're not a fan of color, this comes in a clear as well, but it does have a little bit of shimmer, so it still does something for your lips. It still plumps them and makes them look really juicy and amazing, but it's not overly shiny, which I love. I don't want that really intense juicy tube look because it's not 2004 anymore. And I'm glad we moved on from that because that was a tough time. Hair was sticking and everything. This doesn't have that. Like, I'm not gonna just be breathing or a gust of wind and then just hair, lips all together, just lip gloss on everything. This is not like that. This is really nice. It is really smooth and smoothing, and it doesn't feel sticky or tacky, and it doesn't do that lip gloss thing that sometimes that you would get with some of these other products, including the Clarins Lip Oil, if you put a little too much where it's like, and you kind of see the strings. It doesn't have that, which is really nice. I am a huge fan of this product. I think that if you want something that's not necessarily a lip balm, but you don't want something that's a gloss, you kind of want something that does a bunch of things, this will do that for you, and it will do it in a less intense shine way. And if you're like, oh, I don't want shine at all, what I like to do is I like to take my finger and just kind of pat it down and kind of take away some of that, oh my god, I probably have that everywhere now. Oh my god. It'll take away some of that shine, but you still have the product on there and your lips still will feel really hydrated. This is, again, I feel like I don't have to say it again. I'm a huge fan of this, and I really like the colors. They're really nice. Kosas as a brand, I'm a huge fan of that brand. You know, I've already talked about their skin, their skin oil tint, and I'm a really big fan of that product too. I'll link that down below just so you can kind of check it out. They do a lot of cool, innovative things with products, and as a clean brand, it's really cool to be able to have products like this that it doesn't feel like it's just someone trying to give you a non-toxic or clean something. It's really something that they're like, oh, well, there's really nothing, so we'll give them something. Like, this is not that. They really created something that I think goes above and beyond and is definitely more unique than a lot of the oils you see on the marketplace, and that to me is really, really cool. Yeah, that is it for the video today. Let me know if you've used this product, what you think. Thank you for watching and listening to me ramble with my nasally voice. Sorry if I'm a little nasally. I still am feeling under the weather, and it feels like it's been about 6 months now since I felt healthy. So I'm really hoping the next couple days I just feel healthy again. I know that might be asking a little bit too much, but it just feels like at this point we've all been sick. Not just me, we've all been sick for 8 months, and it's time for health. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next one.